Hi guys, welcome to Cat Harmon Yoga. Today we are going to be working on a hip opening practice. This one is going to be geared towards deepening our straddle split for my dancers, or a wide-legged fold for my yogis. And wherever you are in your practice, you'll have tips and modifications and different variations to help get you to your goals. All right, let's find an easy seated position. If you do have a couple of yoga blocks, go ahead and grab them, have them nearby. Maybe even a yoga blanket might be nice to soften some of the positions we're going to be in, or even a towel, any kind of blanket. So as you land in this easy seated position, we're just going to ground into the moment before we start to head into the practice. Really center ourselves. So palms down to the knees, sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders back and down the spine. Close your eyes for a moment as you begin to take a deep, full breath in through the nose. Long, slow breath out. Feel your body begin to relax into the space, big, slow breath in. Longer, slower breath out. One more just like that. Relaxing from the crown of your head all the way down to your hips, your sit bones, your feet. Melting into this shape, but aligning through the spine. And starting to shift into an ujjayi breath for this practice. Slow breaths in through the nose and out of the nose with a slight constriction at the back of your throat. This breath will help us stay present in each posture, not allowing our mind to run away, right? Slow breath in. Slow breath out. And as we stay present in our bodies throughout this practice today, we won't push past our limits, causing injury or imbalance in our bodies, right? So use that breath and stay present in each moment. Inhale is going to bring the eyes back open into your space. Let's start to find some circles here. Rock over to one side, forward and back. And we're isolating the pelvis here. So just rolling through that pelvis. Maybe the ribs come forward, engage the core, and back they pull up and in. Right on. Just flow through your body in ways that feel good. You do not have to do it exactly like me, okay? So listen to what your knees are telling you, what your hips are telling you, and be mindful as you move through your body. Coming back to center, sit up nice and tall. Let's take it to the other side. To me, it feels really good to inhale forward, exhale back. You could play with that. It might not be right for you today. I encourage you to tune into your physical body each time you get on the mat so that you are giving yourself exactly what you need. It's amazing to have goals, but if we don't listen, then the way that we get to our goals might not be very safe in our body. Come back to center, pause for a moment, and they won't be long lasting. And if you're wanting to get deeper flexibility, I'm sure you don't want it to go away in a couple of days, right? So listen to what your body tells you throughout this practice today. Bring the feet together, knees apart. We're going to move into a bound angle. If this is a super tight place for you, stay in this easy seated position and do the knee bounces from here. We're just going to do a couple of bounces, and this is getting into our fascia, that fibrous tissue that covers everything, right? And we're just encouraging it to soften and release so that throughout this practice we get a deeper flexibility. Take a breath in, get a little bit taller. Breath out. Beautiful. Now I'm going to turn to face the top of my mat, so however you'd like to get your way there. We're going to rock and roll to a forward fold, or just find your way to that forward fold. As you land in that fold, start to pedal it out. Bend one knee and then the other. We're not trying to jam our hamstrings here, so if they're really tight, bring your hands to blocks. And I'll go ahead and grab mine and give you a couple examples here, right? If you can keep your body in this safe space, to where it's not in fight or flight mode, you're going to gain flexibility a whole lot faster. So don't be afraid to use the blocks. It does not mean that you are bad at yoga or dance or whatever, flexibility or whatever you're working towards. It actually means that you're going to honor yourself, and your body is going to work a lot harder for you if you listen to what it needs. All right, let's remove those blocks if they're there. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale is going to rise us up, reach to a tall mountain. Stand strong in your foundation here. Think about pressing your hip bones forward. Lift up through the belly, then lift the hands to the sky. Exhale to fold. Empty out all of that breath. Drop the top of the head down. Hands can be on your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Slide your right foot back to the back of your mat. Heart and eyes are going to reach forward. You'll be in a runner's lunge. Great way to check your alignment here is to make sure that the left knee and ankle are in line, and then peel that heart forward. Back knee comes down. Start to heel toe your foot to the left. We're moving into lizard. So both hands are on the inside. Another great place for our blocks here. Our blocks actually deepen the posture when we move into lizard in this variation. So however high you want to take those blocks, and again, hands can be to the ground. Begin to peel and lift your heart forward. Very, very important thing here. This is a back bend, so you need to be engaging and scooping up and locking that belly in instead of dumping and releasing down. When we do that, we put a lot of strain on our tendons there and also compress the lowest part of our spine. So if we can gain this flexibility and maintain strength, I mean, what a gift, right? So lift, lengthen, scoop. I like to do like a very subtle rock side to side, just kind of exploring this hip flexor here. So maybe you're still down here in your hands. It's okay. Maybe you're all the way lifted up to the highest level of the blocks, but don't let the shoulders be compromised. Everything is easy up here, and we're tuning into that slow ujjayi breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Gently remove those blocks out to the side. We're shifting into, actually bring them over to the right side of you. We're shifting into Skandasana side lunge. So we're going to tuck the back toes, start to rotate our hands towards the center of us, and then we're going to bend the left knee, pop the right toes off the mat. This might be where we stay today. Beautiful space. We're working on this inner thigh here and this hip rotation here. So start to drop those hips down. You may be able to bring the hips a little bit closer towards the earth. Very important that the left knee and toes are in the same direction. If your heel has popped up off the mat, readjust. Bring your upper body up. Make sure that you have that heel grounded and work from that safe space. Another thing to focus on here is our rotation of our right leg. Flex the toes and then try to at least send them straight up to the sky, if not rotating them back just a little bit into a comfortable space. So now that we're in a little bit of a deeper posture, we'll talk about our sensation threshold. If you have a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being hospital, 1 being sleep, you don't want to be above a 6.5, okay? Your body, your nervous system starts to fight against what you're actually trying to do, and then there's this push and pull happening inside of your body, and that's going to lead to injury, imbalances, and you're definitely not going to get the gain of flexibility that you want. So how can you find ease in this moment? Tap back into your breath. And then I love this visualization lately, just from the top of your head, relaxing down like this just golden white light is melting over top of you and encouraging you to soften into the space. I'm not telling you to go deeper into your posture, but relax into where you are right now. How can you soften the area around the sensation? As slowly as you can, we're going to make our way over to the other side. So see if you can keep the hips super low. Ooh, might be some snap, crackle, pops. Bring your blocks with you if you need them. Right knee and toes are in the same direction here. And make any adjustments necessary, right? Don't put yourself into a box of it has to be this way. So what I'm noticing in my body is both my sides are not the same. I'm a little bit tighter on this side in the inner thigh, and my right knee wants to come in towards the center of me. So I'm going to actually use my elbow to pop it open to the side a little bit more. Now I'm not pushing past my edge, right? I'm right at the, I'm probably right now, I'm right at like a 6.5. This is pretty deep. So I'm not going to go past it. Let's take 5 slow ujjayi breaths here, encouraging softness from the top of the head down. Okay, you can close your eyes if you need to. It really helps me tap in. What can I soften and let go of? Not what can I push through or force through. If your hands are on blocks, bring them back down to the earth. We're going to rotate to lizard lunge towards our right foot. So start to heel toe that foot to the right side of you. Get your blocks set up if you need them. So that right knee and toe are in the same direction as always. And we begin to lift heart so hands can be on the ground, on our blocks, any level, right? And then once you find that space, now start to lengthen and relax into it. Right, check in with the neck and the jaw. Make sure you're not tightening up, tensing up there. Ease into this space. Really engaging and scooping up through the belly as we're lengthening and sending the hips down and forward. This little opposition stretch here, protecting our low back. How can I relax into this space? You may notice that the body begins to shake a little bit, vibrate, or you have like some shimmying sensations. Totally normal. Don't let it scare you. It's your body releasing trapped energy, okay? So when you feel that, don't push any harder, but allow it to move through you. Relax a little bit deeper. Smile because you're doing the work, you're doing it. Slowly starting to come back towards that side lunge. And we'll meet in a wide-legged fold. So you're just going to straighten both legs. Outer blades of the feet are, whoopsies. Outer blades of the feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat. And you begin to drop your head down. Releasing through the back of the neck. Really lengthening out through the whole spine. Pulling the belly button up towards the spine gives us a little more length here. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Turn the toes out, heels in. Having a seat for a grounded goddess pose or horse, also known as second position plie. Lift the arches of the feet. Ground down through the balls of the feet. So we're not rolling the ankles in and forward. Check in with the direction your knees are going. And maybe even think about sending them back and away from you a little bit more. Scoop up that belly away from the ground. Lengthen the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Coming back up into our wide-legged forward fold. Drop that head. Inhale, halfway lifts us. Exhale, fold. Begin to heel toe those feet towards one another. Lengthen out the low back a little more. Then we'll just begin to have a seat here. Moving into, let me grab a couple of blankets. Moving into frog. So you don't have to have the blankets. You can always flip your yoga mat over and add an extra little padding here. My knees are kind of tender lately, so I'm going to support myself and love myself as we move into this frog. I'm going to show it to you head on, and then I'll turn sideways so you can see the angles a little bit better. But what we're going to do is literally that same pose we just did, that goddess where our toes were out, our knees were bent, all those like series of 90-degree angles. We're going to do that with our bellies facing the ground. So I start to set one knee up, flex that bottom foot, set the other knee up, flex that bottom foot, and then I can stay lifted or begin to fold here. I'll show you from the side as well. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath. So make sure you are in a supported space where you can breathe. So blocks, you might even have a yoga bolster. That would be a great place to rest here. You can use your blocks for support underneath your chest, underneath your head. So I think you can see it. You want to have the heel straight down from the knee straight out from the hip, in line with the other knee, and same thing. So you're like this series of 90-degree angles. I like to gently rock forward just a hair and back to kind of find that edge of sensation, that space that tells me, whoo, we're there, we're in it, and then tap back into that slow breath. So these are one of those postures where you can really get into your head. Use the breath to remind yourself, number one, why are you even doing this, right? Hopefully you didn't find this video to be like, I want to beat myself up today. You probably did it because you wanted to better yourself somehow. So using the thoughts in your mind to stay positive, right, is only going to help us. So if you start to get on that, oh my gosh, I can't do this, or oh my gosh, it's so painful, number one, you might be too deep in the posture, so come out just a little bit. But number two, it could just be your mind running away, okay, spiraling out of control. So we use our breath to stay focused. Focused on why we're here. We're here because we love ourselves. We want to be better than we were before we started this video or before we woke up today. That's a good thing. And each moment you might soften a little bit deeper and have to adjust your postures. I will say if you are swaying the back, and I'll try to give you a good demo. I don't know how well it's show on the video. If you're swaying your back and dumping down to the ground, leaving hips up, you're missing out on some body weight. So try to realign the spine with the tailbone. So crown of the head through the tailbone is one straight line. I'm not saying you can't do it this way, but you want to this long spine way is going to get you there a little bit deeper. Now, if you want to take it even deeper than this, then you can begin to come up into hands. And again, keeping that core engaged and starting to peel chest forward. That's quite deep for me. I'm not going to hold that too much, but that could be your next space. And we got about 4 more breaths here. So just each breath, love yourself, right? Each inhale and exhale. Be kind in this moment. Gently begin to make your way out of this. My favorite way is just to pull forward onto my belly. Slide those legs back towards one another, and there's no rush, so take your time. It might feel a little funky. And if you're on your belly like I am, take a bend in your knees, and then opposite circles, we're going to let the feet tap in the center. This is a nice little reset for your brain and your nervous system. So beginning to press back into a child's pose, big toes come together, knees apart, and you reach your fingertips to the top of your mat as you settle into your body. Again, this is another, just a little reset, so you don't have to be super deep, like knees really wide. And just rock side to side. Let go of any funky stuff that just landed in your hips. And finding stillness. Inhale is going to begin to bring us up nice and tall. And we'll cross over the ankles and have a seat on the bum. Or you can slide the ankles around to the side. Moving into a wide-legged seated tree. Left leg extends out, right leg bends. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to extend over that left leg. So right arm's going to reach up and over. Expand through that side body. Flex that left foot. Very important thing to think here is not to let your right hip leave the ground. So ground down, send energy down through that hip as you reach out through the top of the head. You may have the space to grab that foot, but it's not the goal. The goal is to be where you are and soften from there. Okay? Engage your belly. Inhale, rise back up nice and tall. And then we're going to exhale, start to fold over this leg. So a little bit more towards the belly button, towards the big toe. You might not have that rotation yet. And if you want to go further, block goes past our foot here. So always options. You may be lifted. You may be right at that foot. You may have that block to extend and expand your flexibility. Left foot is flexed to protect us from overstretching, and it also lengthens out the entire back side of that leg. So we're getting at the maximum flexibility here. Inhale begins to rise us back up nice and tall. We'll head over to the other side. Left leg pulls in, right leg extends. Take your time finding your way there. And I didn't give you the modification on the first side, but I will on this side. If you want, you can use a block to bring your forearm down to, for this side body stretch. I might actually use it on this side. So you may notice one side is easier than the other. That's okay, but notice it so that you can begin to bring balance into your body. I'm currently noticing my left side body is a little bit tighter, so I'm going to be easy here, not push past my limits, but be aware of that so that each time I come to my mat, I give myself a little more space and time on the sides that I'm tighter. Almost there. Inhale rises you back up nice and tall. Sit long through that spine. Then begin to set yourself up for the folded variation. Folding over that right leg to your edge, using the block if you need. And then lengthening out the top of the head towards the top of that right foot. Again, remembering nice and flexed here. And then relaxing into this shape. Engage the belly. Inhale, rises us back up nice and tall. And then expanding out both legs. So another little tidbit here, if you are having a hard time sitting up in your straddle, is to take a little blanket or towel and sit on the edge of it. So I'm going to show you with my hands here. So if I'm going to sit my booty here, I kind of tilt my hips forward. And that's really going to help bring some ease to your body so you can get this flexibility a little bit faster. It just tilts your pelvis forward. If you can't do it naturally, or if you can't do it yet, how about that? So as we find that straddle, again, feet are nice and flexed. We're going to bring the hands out in front of us. Move back just a little bit. Bring our hands out in front of us, and I'm going to keep my toes straight to the sky, if not back just a little bit. So I'm using those inner thigh muscles to rotate out. Okay, we're going to bring our hands here. Inhale opens our heart like we're doing a cow spine. So inhale sends the tailbone back, lifts the heart. Exhale, melt down towards the ground. Curl back up through the spine. Open up, inhale. Exhale. So you're like a wave rolling through your hips, rolling through those connection points here. Two more just like that. Really explore the sensation that's happening. Right? How deep do you need to go? Don't blow past your edges here, gang. Okay, and then we'll begin to fold into this space. So here's another great place to be supported by your blocks if you need. You can slide it underneath your chest and just get to, I like to call it the beginning edge of your sensation, the beginning sign. So you start to feel that resistance. Pause there. Let your body acclimate to what's happening instead of going to what you think your deepest flexibility is, because you're not allowing your physical body to catch up. Okay, so I felt the resistance. I'm going to let myself be supported here. Now I know I can lay flat on the ground, but I'm going to listen to my body. Take the time. And then you can make little adjustments. So when the sensation starts to lower, you can make a little adjustment. And remember, everything needs to be softened as well. So you're not just going down there with tight hands, clenched jaw, shoulders up to your ears. You want to relax the upper body each time you make a little adjustment. Another fun little thing I like to do is gently rock my ribs side to side. Nice little soothing movement as I relax a little bit deeper. Just find your way to your edge. And we'll breathe there 5 more breaths. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. After that final breath, slowly start to make your way back up. Slide one leg in, and then the other. Take your time. Give yourself a little hug here. Pull those knees to touch. And then we'll move into Gomukhasana. So we're going to pull our hips back together real quick. Slide your left foot down a knee, like a really tight crisscross applesauce. How about that? And then other knee is going to come up and over. This might be where you stop, and that's okay. It's still pulling our pelvis back and in. Or you can begin to try to attempt to stack the knees, and I'm bringing both sit bones back down to the ground, so I'm not rocked up onto one side, okay? So options again, here or stacked, and if neither one of those work, then extend out the bottom leg and work from that place. Okay, we're just pulling everything back in. You are more than welcome to fold from here, but we're only here for 2 more breaths, so I just like to give it a little rock. Be like, pull everything back in, because that was intense, right? Good intense. And then we'll switch to the other side. Super easy just to unwind and restack, but very fun way is you're going to plant your feet. You're going to reach, let me make sure my shorts are pulled down. You're going to reach down for the ground and start to rotate right over to the other side. So your feet never move. It's super fun, but if you didn't get it, no worries. Find our space, whichever variation we're in. Be kind to yourself, as it might not look the same on both sides, okay? Find balance in between the hips, and then maybe take that rock or just find that ease for a few moments as we pull our hips back towards one another. We have one more flexibility here for our deep straddle stretch. Sometimes they'll call them like Chinese splits, middle splits. It's called a bunch of different things, but we'll be all the way out like we were in frog, but our legs will be extended flat to the ground. So super fun, right? If your ankles are going to get a little funny on the earth, you can always slide blankets underneath them. If you already have your middle splits and you want to go to blocks, just be mindful as you move through your body. I will not be demoing that just yet. Maybe the next video. Okay. So as we unwind those legs, we'll start to extend out one leg to the side. Push into your hands like you're going into a plank position and slide that other leg out. Slowly, those legs start to go, and you can see how when my legs are on the blankets here, they slide a little bit on my floor. So that really helps me deepen into the flexibility, bringing chest down to the ground, or again, you can always support yourself with the blocks here. So I'll start with the block. Check your alignment that we're knees, hips, right? All in one straight line. We're going to hold this, if you're already in it, awesome sauce. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths, okay? Listen to what you need. If you need to come out of it, come back in, but just be mindful that you're not in a place where there is pain or an extreme sensation. So support yourself how you need to be, okay? Forearms are a great option here. Focus on that sensation and then use your breath to soften the area around it. Final breath here. Remember, shaking is okay. As you exhale, slowly make your way back onto your bum. Let's bring those knees back together. Take your time. Whoa. Get over here. Pull them in. Give yourself a nice big hug. Taking a little bit of restorative movement, we'll make our way onto our backs. Hugging those knees again into your chest. And then circle them around one direction and then the other. Let the knees fall to the left side of you. Ooh, arms open out wide. Really relax through that outside of that hip, that side body, and your shoulder. Knees begin to come back through center, making any adjustments necessary, and start to head over to the other side. Same thing. And the knees begin to come back to center, taking any final movement you need to take to complete your practice today. And as you're ready, releasing out into your Shavasana, whatever that looks like. I'm just going to lay on my back today, arms by my sides, taking up space. We'll just pause here for just a few moments, allowing our bodies and minds to rest and heal, and also allowing that nervous system to reset. Take a full breath in. Long, slow breath out. Shavasana. Slowly begin to come back to your breath. Take a deep inhale. Long, slow exhale. Wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe lengthening out. One big final stretch as the arms reach overhead. And then we'll make our way up to an easy seated position. Closing out our practice today, as always, in a seat of gratitude. So hands can rest on the knees, in the lap, or to the heart space. Finding gratitude in this moment for this physical body and what it does for you every single day. We can be quite hard on this body, so be kind in this moment. Be grateful in this moment. Find gratitude for the growth and the flexibility that you just gained throughout this practice. And gratitude for the practice of tuning into what your body needs in each moment. Finally, we'll bring those thumbs up to the forehead as we find gratitude for one another and the energy we just shared. Namaste, friends. Namaste, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to do something new today or tune into your physical body in a new way. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Let me know if you have any other flexibility videos that you would like to see. And then if you would like any more information about the other kinds of things we offer at Cat Harmon Yoga, head over to catharmonyoga.com or follow us on Instagram at Cat Harmon Yoga. It was such a pleasure to work with you guys today. As always, I am incredibly grateful for this community, for each and every one of you. And if you feel called to donate, there are links on the website, and they are so appreciated but not necessary, right? Have a wonderful, beautiful day, and don't forget to love yourself.